Before you start a pass in free running or parkour, you usually have a pretty good idea exactly what it is you want to do. I want to know kind of where I'm taking off and where I'm trying to land. You're not really thinking that much when you're doing this stuff. You've done the moves 1,000 times over, so a lot of it is just muscle memory. I'm Nick Grimard, and I'm the co-owner of Laws of Motion. I didn't always get to have this much fun. Before opening a gymnastics club, I was a mechanical engineer. So I went to university, got my engineering degree, and sort of did the whole corporate rat race for 5 years. But I just had such an active lifestyle growing up to then have to transition to sitting behind a computer and just staring at a monitor for 9 hours a day. It got old real fast. I had a routine where like the first 2 hours of my day, I would just waste time. You know what I mean? Like I would go get my coffee, then I would check emails, then I would check this, and my day turned into less about how productive can I be and more about how can I look like I'm working when I'm not really doing anything. I'm just killing time to make it to the end of the day, and to me that's a brutal life. What really caused me to quit and coach full time was when my business partner Ryan told me that he was opening a club and he wanted me to come in as an equal partner. And it was just a point in my life where I wasn't married, I didn't have any kids, I was 28 at the time, and I thought, you know what, I've always wanted to open my own gym club. If I'm gonna take a risk in life, now is the time to do it. You can see if you go back to when we first opened to where we are now, each year it would just get busier and busier. Gymnastics is a tough sport. If you define success as competing at the kind of high national level, it really is an early childhood development sport, so you have to start young. I started training at the recreational level at about 6 years old. I was like provincial, national level athlete, and we were training something like 20 hours a week, and it just was too much. So like switching from grade 8 to grade 9 was when I decided to start having a life and hanging out with my friends after school, date girls, I retired as an athlete and transitioned to coaching, and I've loved coaching ever since. I think gymnastics has gotten to a point where it's so elitist that a lot of these young kids who could be great gymnasts are getting pushed way too hard, way too young, and then they just burn out. I want to see it landed though.
I did.
Well, you got to do it again. It don't count if I don't see it. Some of these competitive programs, they're trying to get 6 and 7-year-olds in the gym 25 hours a week standing full. And to be successful at the high level, those programs do work, but for every 100 kids that sign up for those programs, 99 of them burn out. Push, push, there you go. Our most competitive program is 4 hours a week. We just try to keep it a little more fun, I mean, I think there's something to be said about a kid coming into a gym with a goal, and you as a coach being able to talk to that kid and say, okay, what are your goals? These are your goals, well, how are we gonna get there? There's nothing more rewarding than watching a kid work towards learning a skill for 6 months and then get that skill for the first time. It really is kind of the best feeling that you can get as a coach. 2, back, tuck. Oh, it's getting smooth. I wouldn't appreciate how much I love my job right now had I not worked a job I hated beforehand. So it's always nice to kind of have that background of doing something you don't like, so that when you do find your passion, your calling in life, it's much more obvious. Making the transition to kind of owning a club and being a full-time gymnastics coach was the smartest decision I ever made in my life. It was a lot of work, but it was an amazing adventure. And now I wake up in the morning and I really look forward to coming into work. I mean, I get paid to bounce on trampolines. It's the best job in the world.